Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to PhotoBiz Live. This is Andy R. from the PhotoBiz team, and today we are joined by Zaira from the Passionate Support team for a webinar about making multimedia work for you. Today, Zaira is going to cover some cool strategies for using Instagram and Vine videos, and also give you ideas on ways to embed videos on your website. In addition to getting the opportunity to learn from Zaira in today's webinar, we will also have a question and answer session at the end of the webinar. You may submit your questions using the chat tool, and they will be answered after the presentation. You can also join the discussion on Twitter by using the hashtag PhotoBizLive. If at any point during today's webinar you have any difficulty hearing the speaker or seeing the slides, please use the comment box to let us know. We will also be recording this webinar, and it will be available for replay on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/photobiz. With that being said, I'll turn things over to Zaira.
Hello everyone, my name is Zaira, here from the Passionate Support team. What I'll be talking about today is making multimedia work for you. Thank you everyone for attending, and I hope that this will be very helpful to you guys as multimedia has changed a lot in the past few years. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so why are we having this webinar today? Well, with the changes in technology in the past few years, there are now more ways of creating multimedia than there have ever been. What we'll be talking about today is taking a look at some of these ways of creating these multimedia options, and then we'll also be talking about is how to make the most of it. So of course you have the technology, you have the tools to use them, but what can we do with these? What we'll also be talking about is how to use the multimedia on your PhotoBiz website so you can showcase this, share this with everyone, make sure that you're visible out there. That said, let's go ahead and get started with this. So pretty much everyone is probably familiar with the traditional methods of media, video being something like YouTube, Vimeo, or Animoto. The reason these are so popular is because these are the most visible. We also have something like images. So for example, multimedia being that with PhotoBiz, our portfolio sites are pretty much just centered around images. We have dynamic gallery pages that really showcase your work, and for photographers, this is the biggest thing. Also PDFs. PDFs can be used on our sites. We can have embedded images on there, so we can talk about that in just a few moments. But that brings me to Issue. Issue is a dynamic PDF creator that pretty much displays your images in a magazine style. The last traditional method of multimedia is music. You have music in your PhotoBiz account just under your PhotoBiz music bank, but we can also take a look at how to use SoundCloud. Now the emerging multimedia platforms are getting pretty exciting, which are Vine and Instagram. The reason that these two are becoming very popular is because this is all content creating using a mobile phone. What's happened in the past few years is I don't believe there's anything that we carry around more than we do our phone, probably our car keys. But having this information, having access to this tool, this smartphone, it allowed Vine and Instagram to quickly gain a following and become very popular. So we'll be taking a look at how to use these two platforms effectively even for your business. The first method that we'll be looking at here is one of our traditional multimedia methods, which is Animoto. This is very popular with our photographers. We often get a lot of questions on how to embed Animoto slideshows on PhotoBiz websites. The reason that Animoto is so popular is that it's so easy to use. Pretty much there's only 4 steps to it, and you have a dynamic slideshow that you can embed on your splash intro page or on your blog pages. The cool thing about Animoto as well is that anything that you create within Animoto, you can actually burn it to a DVD and offer it for sale to your clients. There's lots of styles to pick from, and it's really easy to use. So definitely being easy to use is Animoto's biggest feature. YouTube, everyone's familiar with YouTube. It is the world's most popular video hosting and sharing site. Popular because it's so easy to search for content within YouTube. You don't even have to know the name of the video that you're looking for. Maybe just type in a few brief description, maybe a description of it, man getting into car at sunset, and it pulls up, a video that may, be relevant to what you're looking for. Part of it is because Google does own YouTube now, so a lot of their search engine features are now available in the YouTube whenever you're whenever you're viewing any or searching for videos. And it's also really easy to share videos within this. YouTube's very popular because as soon as you upload a video, it's available. It gives you lots of different ways to share these videos. So YouTube is also now a verb. Go ahead and YouTube this video, and you'll be able to pull it right up. Vimeo. Vimeo is very similar to YouTube. What it is, it still allows you to upload videos, but the cool thing about Vimeo is that there are no advertisements. So as with YouTube, where they do advertise quite a bit, with Vimeo you don't have to worry about that. You can also create password-protected videos so that if you want to share a video with a client but you don't want everyone to have access to it, go ahead and give them a password. They can go ahead and view that video. Now with Vimeo, you can also have a little bit more brand customization. You can upload your logo to the actual video. You can create your page and make it look really nice on Vimeo. And Vimeo is also geared towards professionals, so it is more of a niche market in that whenever you arrive at Vimeo, you're not going to see, funny videos of cats or anything like that, which there's nothing wrong with it, but it is designed more toward people that want to focus on their, on their work. Issue. So I mentioned this a little bit when we talked about the traditional methods of media, which are images. So Issue is really cool. It's used for digital magazine publishing. I was actually taking a look at this a little bit ago when a client brought it up that they wanted to embed this on their website. What it allows you to do is to create materials for viewing or downloading. So let's say that you have a senior price guide that you want to showcase, but you don't want to use a PDF. If you go to Issue, you can actually publish something that's really cool, and then what it does is it looks like a magazine. So as soon as someone pulls it up, they can flip through it just as if they had a magazine in their hand. Of course, it's digital, so it is a little bit different. So but the main focus of it there is that it's interactive and that it's dynamic and that people really have a lot of fun with it. So Issue is really, really cool. So SoundCloud. With music and multimedia, SoundCloud is one that is emerging. What's really cool about it is that it's also community-based. You're able to share audio files with different users through SoundCloud, as well as create different playlists. So let's say that you're a musician that uses our PhotoBiz website. Let's say that you have, a biz site. You can create a SoundCloud account, upload your music to that, and if people are interested in hearing more about your music, you can of course have your music uploaded to your PhotoBiz music bank, but with SoundCloud you can actually give them the option to pick and choose which music file they want to listen to. What's cool about SoundCloud is that it also gives you a custom URL. So, as a musician, you can have an account on SoundCloud. That's soundcloud.com/ your stage name or whatever you wish to name it. And it also, what's neat about SoundCloud is that it allows people to leave comments. So anything that you've created, people can actually comment on it. They can tell you your favorite part of a song. They can let you know, oh, this really caught my eye. I really like how this sounds. You can comment back. So it's really interactive. It's really good. And the next one is Vine. So Vine is I really like Vine a lot. It is one of the newest social networks that was officially launched in January 2013. A few months ago, it was just released for Android, and to date, it has 40 million users. The biggest reason that I get really excited about Vine is because it's only 6 seconds long, but what differentiates it from all other media platforms is that it's repetitive. So what I've seen just being on Vine a lot is that businesses really, really like that repetitiveness. Everything loops, there is audio attached to it, so it is more than just an image or a silent video. It is, basically a GIF with sound. So I'm going to show you a quick example here of a Vine that I created for this webinar. So let's take a quick look. There we go. All right. So this is just a quick 6-second thing that I did just to promote this this webinar. As you can see, it's very stop motion oriented because you do only get 6 seconds to create it. So you can, what it is as soon as you have your phone, this was all created from my phone. You just tap on the screen and it's recording. So you can stop it, keep going, just until you get your 6 seconds worth, and something like this comes out. But I'll be coming back to this in just a few moments, to talk a little bit more about it. All right, so the next one is Instagram. Instagram is very similar. Well, Instagram is also a mobile social network that actually revolves around images. So with Instagram, there's actually 150 million active users to date. They recently just introduced video in June 2013. So a few months ago, they introduced video. So what's different between Instagram and Vine is that with Instagram, you actually get 15 seconds worth of video. What's cool about it as well is that you are able to use a lot of the same image filters that you were used to using with your photography, and you can apply those towards videos. So you can get a really unique look out of it, taking shots of, just day-to-day things, make them look really interesting. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and show you guys an example of an Instagram video. So this is just one that I created the other day. It's nothing too fancy. It was just something that I created just, to pass the time. But just, there's our PhotoBiz logo just showcasing everything. The 15 seconds right there. As you notice with Vine, it is only 6 seconds, but again, it's repeating itself. It's looping, it's looping. So it makes you watch it more than once. So businesses really like that it makes you watch it more than once. All right, so let's make the most of all these options that we have for multimedia. So why should we use it? First of all, it's cost effective. Like I mentioned with Vine and Instagram, it's free. You don't need anything other than your phone. Pretty much, just picking up your phone, downloading a free app, you're good to go. You can go ahead and share it with the world. And mobile media is so easy to use that there isn't really any reason to not be using it. I mean, like I saw that Skittles video, I did create that in my downtime. Just go ahead and pick something up, have your logo, or maybe showcase, something that you're seeing on a shoot, something interesting. Go ahead and pick it up and just share it, using hashtags with Instagram video, using hashtags with Vine. You can do all that. So a lot of people that are, already on Instagram, already on Twitter, you already know how to use it. And it's also dynamic. So it is a little bit different than, just staring at a screen and just viewing, or reading. Pretty much with that, it is a little bit more interactive because you're actually asking people to go ahead and watch this, click on this, go ahead, so asking people to engage with your brand, that's one of the biggest things that you want to do. So we're going to come back to using Vine. Earlier I mentioned that this is ideal for business because it loops in 6-second increments. It's repetitive. So keep in mind that a lot of what I say about Vine can be used interchangeably with Instagram. But again, I really like Vine because those 6 seconds is just enough time to get someone's attention and tell a story at the same time. I was reading a little bit about how the creators came up with the 6 seconds, and that was it exactly. With today's, videos that are out there, the way people have habits when it comes to social media, you have to grab people's attention really quickly. Oftentimes, think about when someone sends you a YouTube video link. What's the first thing that you do? You probably read the description, but you're probably going to scroll through it if it's a long video. People, as soon as they see that that video is longer than a few minutes, I guarantee you that they may not want to watch it if it's just something that you're just showing them. So, I mean, with Vine, just send them this, just share it with them. It pulls right up. They watch in 6 seconds. And if they miss something, they can catch it again because it's just going to loop right back around. I mentioned, that with it, it's really easy to use. You just tap on the screen to start recording, and that's it. You don't need to have anything fancy. You don't have to edit anything. It's very fly by the seat of your pants where, oh, I'm seeing this. Let me go ahead and Vine it. Tap the screen. There you go. You're all set. The thing about Vine is that it is mobile only. So you do have to do everything within the app itself. Recently, Vine added some features to sort of help with this, just because originally when Vine first came out, there was a bit of a learning curve because it could get annoying that, you have something perfect and then all of a sudden you mess it up. Oh, you have to start all over again. Now, 6-second results means that you probably worked a little bit on it or you had to record it more than a few times. So what Vine did is they released a few new features such as ghosting for stop motion. So you can get really, really nice stop motion animations with that ghosting feature, as well as focus toggles. That was one of the biggest things that people were noticing with Vine when it first came out, is that you couldn't actually focus on a specific object. Everything was sort of up to the app. So they did add that. Also, Vine is brought to you by the same people that run Twitter. So it is sort of running off of that same concept where everything is short. With Twitter, you get 140 characters. With Vine, it's just 6 seconds. You can also follow someone with Vine, but you can also revine it. So similar to Twitter, you can go ahead and, retweet, but with Vine, it's just revining. And what this does is on your profile, it actually shows up any video that you've revined. So let's say that, I as a studio, have a catering friend that's using Vine. I see that they showcase maybe, some food that they had recently catered for an event. I can revine that on my Vine profile, and that way when, some of my clients go view my Vine profile, they'll see that this catering service is right there, that I'm affiliated with them, and it's beneficial because, this catering service can also revine some of my Vines. So it's all really fun, it's all mutual, for everyone's mutual benefit. You can also like Vines, and what happens is it actually shows up in a different tab called likes, and when people click on that, they can see like all the other things that you like. So Vine is a good, it's very expansive. There's so many people on it that everyone is doing something really creative, so you can definitely find really good ideas on what you can do. So this is going to take us next to our next point, which is how to use Vine. With Vine, as we saw, you can promote a lot. With the 6 seconds, because it's repetitive, it's just going to keep looping, and it's not looping in a way that, it's a very long, 15, it's very long and it's just going to start all over. With Vine, you kind of want to see it again to catch anything that you missed. So this is perfect for contests. This is also perfect for sales. So let's say that you have a special promotion going on. first shot of your logo, the next shot maybe of, maybe a screenshot of what your promotion is, or maybe the next shot is just maybe the product that you have on sale. What I saw this a lot with is during New York Fashion Week, I kept seeing all these designers on Vine that were just showcasing their new clothing lines. It was really cool because you saw these models coming down the runway, but it was in a stop motion style. So one model, the next model, and it was all just cutting really fast, and it was all in 6 seconds. So what happens is you finish watching it and it starts looping again, and you're watching it again. So that brand emphasis is there. This is Kenneth Cole. This is his Vine. He's repeating this, so Kenneth Cole fashion just stays in your head the more that you watch this. So this is really good for product showcasing. Vine is also really good for sneak peeks. Maybe teasing people with an upcoming product, or maybe teasing people with an upcoming shoot. We're really excited to shoot the senior, and then maybe do maybe a 6-second Vine of, maybe on location. You can definitely try that out, see how that works for you, and then maybe tag your senior that you're shooting. A lot of Vine is very mobile, so I can guarantee you that that senior probably has a Vine account that you can tag them in. So let me show you just a quick example of how you can implement Vine on your PhotoBiz page here. Let me go ahead and pull that up. So this is just a page that I just created here, just called the Product Showcase. So let's say that you have Product A. What can happen is you can actually embed your Vine within, and I'm just using our HTML5 content site or biz site as an example. So let's say this is Product A. I click on it, and there's my Vine. It starts showing anything that that I have going on with that. This is really good for like clothing lines, just anything really. You can do the same thing with the second product. So how do you share within Vine? So sharing within Vine is really easy. As I mentioned earlier, you do have to do everything within the app itself. So all you have to do is just click on share this post, and it allows you to share to Twitter, Facebook. You can copy and embed code, or you can even copy a link. So just as I embedded that Vine within the HTML5 content site, what I did is I just shared this post, I embedded it, I copied that embed link, I emailed it to myself, and that's it. I was able to use it within my HTML5 content site. So this brings us to Instagram. So Instagram is still very heavily image-centered, but what's great about it is that it's a great way to showcase your personality or your corporate culture. So pretty much, I don't know if people have taken a look at, I showcased my Instagram profile a few moments ago, but our PhotoBiz one is really dynamic. Look at all this. It has, images. It has a good blend of Instagram videos, and it really just showcases who we are here. More centered around our people, but also, the faces that you talk to whenever you give us a call. It also showcases, what's going on, trade shows, all that. Now, the thing about using Instagram video is that it doesn't loop. And that's fine for a lot of people. It is 15 seconds, so it is a bit longer than Vine. But also the benefit of Instagram is that it's packed with features. A lot of the things that you were able to do with your images, sort of uploading an image from a camera roll to Instagram and then applying a filter, you can do that with video. What's cool about Instagram is that you also have editing features. You can delete and edit video clips within the app itself, or even add some image stabilization to your video. So sometimes, especially with phones, it's not the most stable shot. Add some image stabilizer, it smooths it out. It looks a little bit nicer, and it doesn't give anyone a headache when they're looking at it. Using Instagram, the great thing about it is that you're using it to create things that people want to share. So, of course, like I mentioned here, showcasing your personality, you want to show people who you are as a business, the face behind the name that shows up, on the business card. So, you really want to make sure that people say, oh, this photographer is really interesting, this photographer, goes to this place, or this photographer really likes to showcase their work. That's really engaging. People really like to hear that. So some ideas for using Instagram. What I've seen a lot is location scouting. 15 seconds is just enough time to, say that you're on a trip. You're looking for a location to do a shoot in. Go ahead and make an Instagram video of it. Of course you can take pictures, but, making an Instagram video makes it a little bit more, it gives you a full view of what's going on, apply a filter to it, and then upload it. A lot of what you want to do with Instagram is go ahead and make it interactive and ask for viewer feedback. Ask your followers what they think about this location, or, would anyone be interested in doing a shoot here? I mean, it's really interactive. That's the cool thing about Instagram is that it builds such a big community. You can also showcase on-location shooting. Using that, I mean, you can even hand like the camera to maybe, like mom or dad, or, just, I mean, your phone, you can hand the phone to mom or dad, and ask them to do a quick Instagram video for you, and then you can, go ahead and customize it a little bit more, maybe edit it down to the 15 seconds, and then you'll be all set. Let's go ahead and take a look at, one way that we can use Instagram video. We did do a behind the scenes here at PhotoBiz, which is another thing that you can do, showcase a behind the scenes of your studio, showcase maybe some equipment that you have. But there's lots and lots of things that you can take an Instagram video of. Let's go ahead and take a look at one of these. So the difference between this and Vine, of course, is that this one, there's a play button right there. It's where Vine, it just automatically starts looping. So let's go ahead and click on that play button. So there's Vance showcasing, the behind the scenes here at PhotoBiz. He did mention that it was a little bit tough to do in 15 seconds, but that's also part of the fun, trying to go ahead and get all this information in 15 seconds. So it's really a good way to get really creative and really showcase, what you can do. Our next use of multimedia here is SoundCloud. Earlier I mentioned that we do have quite a few musician clients that could maybe take a look at, using SoundCloud. You can create a playlist within SoundCloud and then, just using that custom URL, start sharing it with your visitors. Let them know, oh, you can listen to more of my music here at SoundCloud. Or, you can even upload long audio files. We have quite a few clients that are churches, and they often give us a call and they want to know how to embed sermons into their websites. Well, with SoundCloud, you can actually upload those very long sermons and then create a playlist and then embed it within your PhotoBiz website. SoundCloud is really unique in that it allows people to comment. So especially with churches or musicians, they can mark their favorite section of a song or of a sermon, and they can leave you a comment. So feedback is always really helpful. And I'm going to show you a quick example here of just with the way that SoundCloud looks on a PhotoBiz site. But this is it right here. You can embed it using the HTML content section of your HTML5 content site or Biz site, and people can scroll right through. So the next one is Issue. So as I mentioned earlier, Issue does give you magazine-style PDFs. You can actually download these, so people really like to keep these on hand. This is really useful for pricing guides, just making them, a little bit different than what people are used to seeing where it's just a sheet of paper. Maybe if they're on their iPad, you can send them a link. You can embed a link on your website that pulls up Issue, and then from there they can view and scroll through and take a look at your different pricing. This is really also useful for senior rep applications. Showcase your previous seniors that you've shot, 2013, 2012, 2011. Sort of create maybe like a magazine or something oriented around, your senior reps and publish it. What you can also do is you can have a catalog of issues and you can embed this on your website. So there's lots of different uses for this. It's just sort of a matter of maybe finding out what sort of look you're going for, if you're interested in the magazine look or if you're interested in that. It's just a straight PDF, which is just fine, that you want to embed on your site that people can print off. But let me show you a quick example here of Issue on an HTML5 content site. So this is just a list page that I just created here, and it looks pretty bland, but of course you guys can make it look a lot nicer. But here, what we can do is if we click on Issue 1, this is an embedded issue publication that we can click on, and when we click on it, we can scroll right through. And this is just one that I grabbed from their site. But you can see that, it's sort of the experience of a magazine. You can create your own, upload it, and it has the same look and feel. So now we're back to Vimeo and YouTube. Vimeo and YouTube can be used, to showcase testimonials. So really happy clients, we actually do this on our PhotoBiz corporate sites. They can leave you a video testimonial. They're really nice because you can always see, text beside an image, but a video has a little bit of a different impact. It shows people, it shows their reaction, it shows emotions a little bit. So video testimonials are really, really helpful. You can always use Vimeo and YouTube for product reviews. Say you've got a new camera or you have some new equipment. Go ahead and make a Vimeo or YouTube video of it really quickly, and then just upload it and have it, and then share it with the world. Same thing like we did with Vine and Instagram. You can use Vimeo and YouTube to create sneak peeks, coming up in the next few months here, we're redesigning our studio, or coming up, next few weeks here, we're launching a new product. Things like that. Vimeo and YouTube are very popular because they're so good at showcasing, different different videos and different ways of showing them. Now, with Vimeo and YouTube, usually they are used for longer videos, so they do require more time and resources to create. Previously with Vine and Instagram, it was just your phone that you needed. But with Vimeo and YouTube, you may have to have a little bit of editing software. You just have a little bit more time on your hands to make sure that that video renders. Once you upload it, that looks at, it's uploaded at good resolution, all that. What I'm going to do here is let me go ahead and show you guys an example of a video testimonial that we use here at PhotoBiz. And this is, again, one of our HTML5 content sites. So if we click on Sandy's video here, this is an embedded video testimonial using YouTube. You can do something like that within your own website as well. The next topic here is Animoto. So some ideas for Animoto. Animoto is basically used for high-impact video slideshows. It's very fast and easy to create. It just takes 4 steps. You pretty much just choose a style. You add your media to that. It can be videos or it can be images. Add music from their music library and go ahead and click on Produce. It's very quick. I was playing with it the other day, and it's very quick. I can see why our photographers really like it. In a previous webinar that we had, I believe Blair Phillips mentioned that he uses this a lot, just because what he can then do is after it's been created, he can actually offer it to his clients during sessions. You really like that slideshow that you helped me create. You can also purchase it with your package, something like that. So, I mean, what's cool about Animoto is that it's also perfect for your blog post. So you create a dynamic slideshow with images. Go ahead and embed it within your blog post. Blog posts don't just have to be images. Go ahead and embed an Animoto video. Let mom and dad know, or let your friends and family know. We did this session. I edited a few images from that session. I put in a little bit of video, added some music. Go ahead and take a look at it and see what you think. So Animoto is really easy if you want something quick. Whereas with YouTube and Vimeo, again, it is a bit of a higher production and it looks awesome, but it does take a little bit more time. Animoto is just a little bit quicker. So after taking a look at all these different methods of multimedia, you're probably asking yourself, where can I place all this content? So with our portfolio sites, there's lots of different places. You can use your list pages or even your link pages. Splash intro, the landing pages, as soon as someone arrives, you can have an Animoto slideshow right there. If you're a musician, you can have a SoundCloud music playlist, something like that. Within your information pages, you can embed this content. Or even using an external link using a lightbox. Just as we saw in my examples, when someone clicks on it, it pulls up within its own lightbox in its own window. This keeps people on your website. They don't have to navigate away from it. As soon as they click on it, it's right there. On our content site or our blogs, you have the HTML content section. All these products that I showed you here, all these services I mean, they all have an embedded code. As long as you have that embed code, you're good to go. You can pop it into that HTML content section and it appears on the pages that support that. You can also use list pages, or with the content sites, video pages. So the video pages are really nice because they have different layouts. They have a larger window there. So you can also do within your blog, you can do widget feeds. So for example, Instagram, you can have a feed there that showcases maybe your most recent images. Or even SoundCloud, you can have just playlist feed that showcases any music that you recently uploaded. You can also use your information pages just like your portfolio site. Or, like I mentioned, using those blog posts, go ahead and embed a video in that. When people open it up, they can play that video, and then they can watch it. So thank you for listening to me here while I went over different forms of multimedia. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pass it back to Andy, and he'll take care of the rest.
Thank you for that great presentation, Zaira. Now we're going to answer a few questions from the audience. If you have a question, please remember you can submit it using the question box on the right. Okay, have a question here. Do we have a sample that shows an Animoto slideshow on a splash page? Pass that back to Zaira.
I don't actually have an example that showcases an Animoto slideshow, but I can bring up Hiram Trillo's slideshow intro, and it's still the same concept. I believe he uses Vimeo, and it's loading up right now. But, same concept still. You just use your embed code that Animoto gives you. You just pop it into the footer section of your splash intro page, and it can appear something like, something similar to this.
All right. Do we have any more questions? All right. I'm going to leave it open for about another 30 seconds. So if you have any questions, now is the time to ask. Okay, we have a question here about embedding using the mobile app from PhotoBiz.
So pretty much anything that we saw that was embedded within our sites, whenever you pull it up on the mobile app, what happens is it goes ahead and pulls it up just as if it was on the site. Now, the thing about it is with our HTML5 sites, our HTML5 portfolio and content sites, whenever you go to, let's say, just as an example here, our product showcase page. When you click on this, it's going to go ahead and pull it up within its own window on your phone browser. So with the HTML5 sites, it's really dynamic and it works really well. So you can definitely create something like this and have it be mobile, have it be visible on mobile.
All right, thank you everyone for the great questions, and thank you so much, Zaira, for taking the time to present today, and thank you everyone who joined us today. A recording of today's webinar will be placed on the PhotoBiz YouTube channel, as we mentioned earlier, at youtube.com/PhotoBiz. Also, be sure to check out our blog and watch your email for updates about future webinars. Next week, we will again be featuring 2 webinars. The first webinar will be Lightroom, More Than Processing, on Tuesday, September 24th. And then we will have Quick and Easy Logos and Graphic Design on September 26th. Just a reminder, both of these webinars are free and are presented at 2 p.m. Thank you again, Zaira. That concludes this episode of PhotoBiz Live. Have a great day, everyone.